Most of the songs were Billboard Hot 100 chart toppers when they debuted, but some tracks weren't popular until their late discovery. 50 songs you won't believe are turning 50 this year. Original release year, 1965. Comeback year, 1990. Originally written for a small-budget 1955 prison film, Unchained. 3 versions of Unchained Melody, by 3 artists, landed in the top 10 songs of that year. When the Righteous Brothers recorded their authoritative version of the song in 1965, it returned to the top of the charts, reaching number 4 on the Hot 100. Over 2 decades later, Unchained Melody reached new prominence when it was featured in the iconic pottery wheel scene of the Patrick Swayze and Demi Moore film, Ghost. In 1990, the year of the film's release, the song again found itself on the Hot 100, the original Righteous Brothers recording charting at number 13, and the version re-recorded for the film at number 19. Other song versions have been recorded by artists like Bing Crosby, Elvis Presley, She and Him, and Lena Horne. Original release year, 1961. Comeback year, 1986. Ben E. King's iconic song was inspired by the gospel hymn, Lord Stand By Me. King's version, Stand By Me, rose to the top of the charts in 1961, claiming the number 4 spot on the Hot 100. Over 20 years later, the song resurfaced on the charts after the 1986 Rob Reiner-directed film, Stand By Me. The film featured King's song on its soundtrack and borrowed its name. The movie was originally going to be titled The Body, the name of the Stephen King story on which it is based. After the film's release, Stand By Me hit number 9 on the Hot 100. Original release year, 1962. Comeback year, 1987. Motown founder Berry Gordy wrote and produced Do You Love Me, which was originally intended for the Temptations. After the group couldn't be located, the Contours recorded the song, which became a smash hit. Do You Love Me reached number 3 on the Hot 100 in 1962. The song, which references popular dances of the early 60s like the mashed potato and the twist, was featured decades later in the 1987 film, Dirty Dancing. The track plays as Baby, Jennifer Grey, walks into the staff quarters carrying a watermelon and sees everyone dancing. The film's popularity sent Do You Love Me to number 11 on the Hot 100. Original release year, 1963. Comeback year, 1986. Though Twist and Shout was not originally written by the Beatles, it was initially penned by Phil Medley and Burt Burns and recorded by the Top Notes. The Fab Four's version quickly took the world by storm. Twist and Shout peaked at number 2 on the Hot 100 in 1964 but came back in 1986 after being featured in 2 films that year. Ferris Bueller's Day Off, during the iconic parade scene, and Rodney Dangerfield's comedy Back to School. That year, the song returned to the Hot 100 at number 23. Original release year, 1967. Comeback year, 1988. The now ubiquitous Louis Armstrong classic, What a Wonderful World, didn't originally get much airplay in the US. Larry Newton, who owned ABC Records, tried to intervene in its recording and refused to promote it when it was released. In other countries, however, the song was successful, reaching number 1 in the UK and parts of Europe. In 1988, What a Wonderful World finally reached American audiences when it was featured in the 1987 Robin Williams film, Good Morning, Vietnam. It peaked at number 32 on the Hot 100 that year. 100 Best Rock Albums of All Time. Original release year, 1975. Comeback years, 1992, 2018. Queen's 6-minute epic, Bohemian Rhapsody, subverted expectations about what a hit single had sounded like at the time. Simple, 3 minutes long, with a catchy chorus. Radio DJs in the UK and the US played the song continuously, contributing to its popularity. The song reached number 9 on the Hot 100 and topped the charts in the UK in 1975. In 1992, the opening scene of the Mike Myers film, Wayne's World, featured a full 3 minutes of the song, a scene that reportedly had Freddie Mercury's approval. Coinciding with Mercury's death in 1991, the song re-entered the US charts and blew past its previous record, peaking at number 2. In 2018, Bohemian Rhapsody charted for a 3rd time with the release of the award-winning Mercury biopic of the same name. Original release year, 1977. Comeback year, 2020. Dreams was written by Stevie Nicks during an infamously tumultuous time for Fleetwood Mac and was released as a single from their acclaimed 1977 album, Rumors. The song was an instant hit, reaching number 1 on the Hot 100. In 2020, the song unexpectedly rose to the top of the charts again after being featured in a viral TikTok. The video showed a man named Nathan Apodaca skateboarding down a highway while drinking cranberry juice and had been viewed 86.3 million times as of July 2022. The viral video boosted streams of Dreams by 88.7% within 2 days of being posted. Original release year, 1981. Comeback years, 2018, 2019. Queen and David Bowie joined forces to create Under Pressure, while working on separate projects in the Swiss Alps. Their joint hit song was made using much improvisation, and Bowie and Mercury recorded separate vocal tracks of how they thought the melody should sound. Under Pressure reached number 29 on the Hot 100 in 1981 and remained on the chart for 16 weeks. The song initially returned to the charts in 2016 after Bowie's death and for a third time in 2018 after the Bohemian Rhapsody film soundtrack bolstered Queen's greatest hits to the top of the charts. Original release year, 1983. Comeback year, 2009. When it was released in 1983, Billie Jean rose to number 1 on the Hot 100, which also helped boost Michael Jackson's Thriller album to the top of the charts. The song's music video was also influential. The appearance of Billie Jean on MTV was one of the first times a black act was featured on the network. The song re-entered the charts in 2009 after Jackson's death, appearing at number 4 on the Billboard Hot Digital Songs chart. It surfaced a third time in 2014 after a viral video of a high schooler dancing to the song brought the track to number 14 on the Hot 100. Original release year, 1984. Comeback year, 2016. Originally intended as a country tune for Stevie Nicks of Fleetwood Mac, Prince eventually recorded the iconic Purple Rain himself live with his band during a concert in Minneapolis. The song topped the charts at number 2 on the Hot 100 after its release in 1984. The same year, Prince released his legendary musical film Purple Rain, in which he also starred. After his unexpected death in 2016, Purple Rain again rose to the top of the charts, with his Purple Rain soundtrack album claiming the number 2 spot on the Billboard 200 albums chart, exposing the music industry's gender bias. Original release year, 1984. Comeback year, 2021. Somebody's Watching Me featured Rockwell's family friends Michael and Jermaine Jackson on backup vocals. Rockwell, also known as Kennedy Gordy, was the son of Motown founder Berry Gordy but didn't receive help recording the song from his father, who reportedly wasn't impressed by the demo. Somebody's Watching Me reached number 2 on the Hot 100 in 1984 and number 42 in 2021 after a Halloween-themed TikTok trend used the song. Original release year, 1984. Comeback years, 2009, 2021. Thanks to its creepy sound effects, zombie-themed music video, and voiceover work from horror film icon Vincent Price, Michael Jackson's Thriller has become a Halloween classic and has consistently entered the Hot 100 in the fall for many years. But when it was first released, the song was one of 7 singles from the Thriller album to break into the top 10 of the Hot 100, peaking at number 4. The album has also become the biggest seller of all time, according to Billboard. After Jackson died in 2009, Thriller rose to number 2 on Billboard's digital song sales chart. The song reached its highest placement on the Hot 100 since its original release in 2021, thanks to a Halloween TikTok trend that combined Thriller with Rockwell's Somebody's Watching Me. 2023 marked the 6th consecutive year in which the Halloween hit Thriller has re-entered the Hot 100. Original release year, 1985. Comeback year, 2022. Kate Bush's Running Up That Hill, A Deal with God, made headlines in June 2022 after its inclusion in the 4th season of the Netflix series, Stranger Things, led to its record-breaking resurgence on the charts. The synth-pop song peaked at number 30 on the Hot 100 when it was originally released on her 1985 Hounds of Love album. 37 years later, the song beat its previous record, coming in at number 4 on the Hot 100 and number 1 on Billboard's Global 200, surprising Bush herself with the level of enthusiasm from both older and younger generations. Original release year, 1987. Comeback year, 2012. Whitney Houston's iconic dance pop anthem spent 2 weeks at the top spot on the Hot 100 after its release in 1987. The song followed 3 consecutive hit number 1 Hot 100 singles from her debut album. Following Houston's death in February 2012, the song returned to the charts, peaking at number 25 on the Hot 100 and a couple of other former chart toppers, I Will Always Love You, and Greatest Love of All. Original release year, 2007. Comeback year, 2020 the Disney famous sisters Ali and AJ made a name for themselves for acting in film and television, as well as through their music. Potential Breakup Song was released in 2007 on their third album, Insomniatic, and peaked at number 17 on the Hot 100. The song, originally released for Disney's preteen audience, was repopularized in 2020 after going viral on TikTok. The sisters released an explicit version of the song in late 2020, replacing some of the Disney-appropriate language with more mature content. This prompted nostalgic and delighted reactions from now adult fans. The song reached number 8 on Billboard's digital song sales chart in 2020. Country pop star Kelsea Ballerini salutes fans who have followed her from small venues to arena shows. Original release year, 1981. Comeback year, 2022. This twangy rockabilly song by The Cramps, released in 1981 on their second album, Psychedelic Jungle. Goo Goo Muck, originally written and performed by Ronnie Cook and the Gaylads in 1962, did not achieve mainstream success upon its release. The Cramps version, with its distinctive punk rock twist, became a cult favorite among fans of the genre, but it did not chart. In 2022, the song experienced a resurgence in popularity, particularly through its inclusion in the Netflix series Wednesday, where it was featured in a memorable dance scene. This renewed interest introduced Goo Goo Muck to a broader audience and revitalized its status as a punk rock classic. Original release year, 1967. Comeback year, 1979. The End is a nearly 12-minute epic rock song by The Doors, written by Jim Morrison and released in 1967 on their debut album. The song, known for its dark, psychedelic sound and controversial Oedipal lyrics, originally did not receive significant radio play or chart success. However, its inclusion in Francis Ford Coppola's 1979 film, Apocalypse Now, brought it back into the public eye, earning it new recognition and a lasting association with the film's intense imagery. The song is now considered one of The Doors' masterpieces, often praised for its haunting atmosphere and poetic depth. Its place in rock history was solidified through its later critical acclaim and enduring popularity. Original release year, 1977. Comeback year, 1996. Released in 1977, Lust for Life is a song by rock and roll heavyweight Iggy Pop and the title track of his album co-written with David Bowie. Despite its initial release, the song did not chart highly, although it was critically acclaimed and became a defining track of Iggy Pop's career. The song gained renewed popularity in the 1990s after being prominently featured in the film Trainspotting, which helped introduce it to a new generation. Its energetic beat and catchy chorus have since made it a staple in pop culture, appearing in various films and commercials. This resurgence cemented Lust for Life as one of Iggy Pop's most recognizable songs. Original release year, 1973. Comeback year, 1997. This song's enduring legacy is marked by its emotional connection to both Marilyn Monroe and Princess Diana. Candle in the Wind is a song by Elton John with lyrics by Bernie Taupin, originally written in 1973 as a tribute to Marilyn Monroe. The original version appeared on John's album, Goodbye Yellow Brick Road, and reached number 11 on the UK singles chart. In 1997, following the death of Princess Diana, John performed a revised version of the song at her funeral, with the new lyrics becoming an international hit. The 1997 version, titled Candle in the Wind 1997, became one of the best-selling singles of all time, topping charts worldwide, with a 14-week run atop the Hot 100, and deeply resonating with a global audience. Original release year, 2001. Comeback year, 2024. Murder on the Dance Floor is an energetic disco-inspired pop song by British singer Sophie Ellis-Bextor. Released in 2001, it was originally included on her debut studio album, Read My Lips. The song became a significant commercial success, peaking at number 2 on the UK singles chart and reaching the top 10 in numerous countries across Europe and Australia. Its infectious melody and memorable lyrics helped it gain substantial radio airplay and become a dance floor staple. In 2023, Saltburn, the dark comedy thriller starring Barry Keoghan, reintroduced the track to the mainstream with a twisted dance scene, unexpectedly catapulting the song to number 98 on the Hot 100. Story editing by Cynthia Rebolledo. Copy editing by Paris Close. 10 popular 90s artists on tour in 2024.